Oh, you're not on
Make sure we get George on. We have to go to another question.
maybe you need to send it out.
That's good.
Well, that clock is actually slow. It is actually 6 o'clock per my watch, but we go by this clock, so. Yes.
We're going on city.
We're going on, yes, we're going on.
Look.
City clock. No.
That's the real time.
City.
What is the city? It's 2 minutes behind the rest of the world?
Yeah, it always is, yeah.
Like
That's,
that could be corrected, it's easy enough.
You know,
no, I want to keep it that way.
not my area.
Toast in the machine.
It's helpful to
Something
you.
moving a little bit slower. That's so
I'm
funny.
not exactly an on-time person, so I like that extra 2 minutes.
Yes, this is the second floor media room.
Second floor media room.
It sounds like the commercial, the jingle, right? Your next East for Tarpon Forum is next Friday, right?
Next Friday.
Okay.
We're going to have someone in from NAMI. Are you familiar with NAMI?
I've heard of NAMI, but remind me what that is.
It's called the
National-
National Institute, I believe, of Chronic or Mental Illness.
Okay, okay.
And they work with families who have loved ones. She's going to tell us
She'll
all
tell-
about it.
right.
But basically, it's families who are having major challenges with the person.
Yeah.
And NAMI supported.
Right.
It's, and people love it.
Holly?
Great.
Excuse
Okay.
me. Oh, there
We're
she
up.
is.
Denise is ready. Denise is taking action.
Where's your gavel, madam?
I know. Okay. So welcome at 6 o'clock, and I'm calling the Sustainability Committee to order tonight, August 21st, 2025. It says 6 o'clock on our clock in the media room, but we have discussed that it is not atomic time. So it might be 6:02 on our watches.
Or 3.
So, Miss Holly, can we have roll call?
Let's do a roll call. Chairperson Menino,
Here.
Siobhan Nehan.
Here.
And Carol Mickett.
Present.
That is everyone.
And has everyone on the committee had a chance to look at the minutes from the last meeting?
I so moved to approve them.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. We have a full house tonight, which I am so blessed has happened for one of the first times in the history of this experience. We've been here by ourselves a lot, doing a lot of talking about sustainability, but it's really exciting to have members of the community here. And do we have any public comments from the community, or is this part of presentation?
Discussion.
Okay. So even though we have a lot of people here tonight, we don't have public comments. We invite anyone from the community to come if you have something burning that the Sustainability Committee needs to hear in order to help advise and bring us into bring to awareness to the Board of Commissioners. But thank you for being here. So the first item on our agenda tonight is Union Academy Neighborhood Revitalization Committee. And you have a speaker on your behalf?
Yes, Reverend Crawford.
Reverend Crawford, would you like to stand up at the podium and speak?
Good afternoon,
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
ladies. It's an honor to have an opportunity to come in Christ has purpose for years in existence. I was exposed with the opportunity to come speak. Sustainability committee, I had no idea what that was about. I did Ms. Denise did a wonderful job of explaining that in my understanding based on what she said. Saying it's sustainability committee and group is a potentially powerful advocate for the Tarpon Springs. And that's how I see it. That's what I got from your glean from your sharing. And every community needs advocates. Someone, a body to officially speak up for the people at large. And that's how I see you all. And wherever I see ladies together, I know stuff is going to get done. Okay, so I really appreciate having the opportunity to speak to you all, even though you all are a new committee. But I know that your task is certainly challenging, and I can tell you from experience with other cities that there's always a need for a powerful advocate to express what's going on. And so I hope that you all will be able to pass on one of the concerns that we have as a church in this community, our need. And we have a tremendous need for repairs over the years. We had some damage from the weather and hurricanes and things like that. So we're in the business right now trying to get some advocacy and support from whoever and whatever agencies that are available to help finance some of our needs. We got a roof concern. We have internal problems with the ceilings. We definitely are in need of a revamping of our bathroom situation because then none of them are handicap accessible. We would be in great appreciation if we got some support there. Air conditioning, for sure, you know, being in Florida, you definitely need a system that's working. So we are advocating and we are involved with contact with other fund-raising organizations who can help support us in doing that. When we do get the support we certainly will be a better presentation for our community in terms of what our facility will be able to continue to do to support what we are trying to do. So as the advocate committee, which I perceive that you all potentially will be for a multiplicity of areas in our city, I just hope that you all will be able to pass on to the powers that be the needs of at least this particular religious community to get some support for some badly needing renovations for the projects that we have right now. So that's basically what our concern was, to at least bring it to you guys, and you all can hopefully maybe recommend some other specific agencies in our city that we can touch base with for our concerns. But I do appreciate you all giving us the opportunity to come and getting the information that you guys are pretty much a relatively new committee. I hope you ladies will be encouraged because what y'all do and what y'all potentially will bring to our community is definitely going to be impacting. I'm speaking futuristic. I believe y'all going to do that. And as I said earlier, whenever ladies come together, things are going to get done. So I would appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all to share our concerns. If anybody have any questions.
I think maybe some clarification here. We aren't a new committee. We have been around for many years.
Oh, okay.
And we
my
have
mistake.
put together a sustainability plan for the city that's been adopted and has been used.
Okay. That's good news.
But you're raising this issue is very interesting because in sustainability, we often think environmentally, which is something the Union Academy neighborhood could think about, because one of the big issues is Florida heat. So how do you get rid of heat? Well, you put trees in. And there's just been the arborist, who unfortunately isn't here anymore, a big plan has just been adopted to make sure that there are 3 trees within everybody's sight from their home.
Yes.
So that trees make such a difference in terms of reducing the heat
Yes, it does.
in a neighborhood.
It does.
So that's something to think about. So that's environmentally. Then culturally, what sustains a community? Well, in many communities, a church and religion sustains a community.
Absolutely.
So it is appropriate for you to talk to us about how to sustain a community. You sustain it through churches, schools, neighbors, the arts, and et cetera. Also, economically, there has to be economic success to sustain a community. So housing, jobs, transportation, and also issues of safety. Make sure the sidewalks are okay, the roads are okay, street light, and health issues, pollution, clean air, making sure the trash is all collected, having clean water.
Yes.
These are also things that the Union Academy neighborhood can think about and think about, you know, prioritizing what's needed. And it is the case that this committee can be an advocate and raise issues through Holly, who is our city representative. She works for the city. We are all volunteers.
Okay.
You know, we live in Tarpon.
Right.
And so one of the reasons we invited Katie and Zeb and anyone that she wanted was to hear from the neighborhood what sort of issues are important. And we certainly hear from you that making sure that a church or many churches in your neighborhood are sustained.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Carol. Thank you. Anybody
How
else?
long has that church building and that community been part of Tarpon Springs? What's the historical aspect of that?
Over 60 years.
60 years, okay.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I missed hearing the name of the church.
Oak Hill Church of
Okay.
God in Christ.
Okay,
Yeah.
Oak Hill. And was it damaged primarily from hurricanes, or has it been kind of long-term inability to keep things
Long term,
fixed?
but the recent weather situations that we've encountered has aspirated the situations a lot worse, a lot better, yes.
The roof is compromised.
Oh, yes.
I would
Yes.
love to share a resource.
All right. I'm
So,
looking forward to it.
at the, let's see, go back in time, July 22nd meeting of the Board of Commissioners, I believe Ms. Taylor was there. The Board of Commissioners passed a resolution saying that they support the work of a nonprofit. So the state of Florida has a nonprofit community development financing institution. It is called the Solar and Energy Loan Fund. It's called SELF, okay? So SELF, S-E-L-F. They are an incredible resource for exactly the kinds of things that you are talking about. So they provide low-cost loans. So it's not free money, but it's lower cost than you would get from a bank. And they also work with everyone on their ability to pay the loan. So it's not based on credit. So essentially, as an organization, a church, whatnot, you would just need to show that you have the ability to pay back. But they focus specifically on roofs, on exactly the kinds of things you're talking about, replacing AC units, right? Because it's so hot, and their concern is everyone needs a healthy, environment to live in, work in, operate in. They also, give loans for other efficiency projects. So anything along the lines of, like you're saying, your restrooms, water conservation, water efficiency, those I believe would certainly fall under their offerings. So I want to definitely put you in touch with we have a Gulf Coast representative he's based in St. Petersburg, but I'm in touch with him about, essentially recommending their services to our residents, to community members, again, businesses, organizations. So I think that would be the best. That would be a really great start. The sustainability program in and of itself, of course, we don't. Unfortunately, I wish that we could do loans and things that would be a direct, but the way that I see it is making these connections and helping people get the resources that they need.
Yes.
So this is a great, platform to launch this conversation. And again, just to make sure that people know that this is a tool that exists. So this is an incredible organization. They've loaned, I think, over $50 million in projects. They help people, their focus is low and moderate income areas, but they don't refuse, applications from anyone. So it's really an inclusive, option for anyone who might have had, whether it's storm damage or long-term, issues with their building maintenance. So so I've given you his email, and this also has my email on
All
it.
right.
So this would be my recommendation for step number 1, and see where they can take you. And, the funding as far as raising funds, I think that's, something that we're giving you a public platform to say, hey, this is a need, and I hope that it will be heard. So let me give you this.
Absolutely. Thank you.
This is first.
Thank you.
This is me on the front, and
Okay.
and then this is Self. His name is Richard.
I appreciate that.
That's his email, and I can get his phone number for you too, if
Okay.
that's easier.
Yes,
So
please.
I'll follow up with you.
Okay, that's great.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Any other
Yeah,
questions?
So I recently read about the church on the Bayou is closing, and they are going to divvy up the proceeds from the sale, which is going to be 2.4 million. So it says here that because they were decimated by the hurricane, so that they have to close and sell. So that money will be dispersed to some 24 area schools, churches, and charitable organizations. So I can share this with you, okay?
Please, please.
And then you could
Reach out.
get a hold of them. There's this elder Dolores Wilson,
Okay.
and she's the lady to contact.
Yes, definitely, by all means.
Okay, and I think you would be a great
Okay.
recipient
Yes.
of some of that money. We can maybe we can do a letter or something that we.
Well,
know.
I think it has to be done quickly, because I
Yes.
read that article
Yeah.
in the paper, and
Okay.
it almost gave the impression like they already decided
Oh.
who's going to get it. So I would
Yeah.
call tomorrow.
I will.
Okay, so it's
What's her name again, Siobhan, if you would repeat that?
Dolores Wilson.
Yeah. Dolores Wilson.
Dolores Wilson.
Okay.
Does it have a contact provided, or no? Okay.
It didn't. I read the article in the paper.
Okay.
It wasn't it in the Beacon?
Yeah, it was in the
was.
It was in the
Beacon.
Beacon.
Yeah, and then
Did you
there's
get the Beacon?
another woman, Susan Conrad. Okay.
Susan Conrad.
Conrad, yeah.
Susan Conrad.
I mean, they're listing where they're going to
Yeah.
give the money, but
Because they said they were giving
Yeah.
300,000 to the Shepherd Center.
yes, yeah.
I mean, that's the only amount but I would contact them immediately.
Immediately, we will do that. Do you have phone number? Do you have phone number for either of those?
No, it doesn't
Okay.
say in here, but
But
maybe.
Church on the Bayou.
Church on the Bayou.
Yeah.
We'll find it.
Yeah,
We'll find it. That's
just
great.
see.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's there because it got ruined, but
Exactly.
there may be an answering machine
Yeah.
that
We can reach out.
tells you who to call.
We'll reach out. We'll
Right.
reach
Yeah.
out. Thank you for
And
that.
you never know, if that door is closed, there might be other doors.
Yes.
They might
That
be able
could,
to recommend something
Exactly.
Right.
else. Yeah,
Right.
just starting a conversation.
Yeah.
You say, yes. Okay.
How many people are in your congregation?
60, about 60, 65.
Mhm.
And half of those are kids, teenagers.
Yeah, that's great.
Hey,
I think I heard you mention you would give a support letter of support.
Well, we'd have to see if that's feasible. I was just throwing that out as a possibility, but
You tagged it to the email, we have to make sure they get it.
yeah.
Okay.
Denise, we'd have to see if that's possible.
I just have to find out about the legality
Reality
of
of it, yeah.
Holly.
Right. I do not know about if that's a mechanism that we can use, but I will find out.
Okay.
Okay.
The phone
If it's
number.
possible, it will happen.
The phone number listed for Church on the Bayou, again, I don't know if anyone
So I-
would be
right.
there, but this is the phone number listed. It is, of course, 727-937-3795. And if I find any other contact info before we leave for the evening, I will share that.
Okay.
And
thank
I
you, hon.
would suspect that an answering machine would answer because this has been in the newspaper.
Okay.
And so
Yes.
everyone and
We'll
their
see.
aunt
Yes, I'm
is
sure.
calling. But
Okay.
I think that what you're asking is a reasonable request from them. You're in Tarpon, you're a church,
Okay,
and so on.
all right. Have anything else?
So we really
all.
appreciate you coming tonight, and you're welcome to come back anytime. We
Yes.
really,
Do you have
Yes.
other things you want to talk about? Katie,
the community.
This was the main one.
What?
Have any grant that you can assist us, or you know any on giving out, and how we
Isn't there the city used to give out a grant for the facade of buildings?
So there,
Is that?
I am not sure what programs are current or what funds there are, but I believe that is through the historic preservation.
I thought it was Karen Lemons who told.
It might be, but it might have to be like in the
Economic
CRA. I'm not exactly sure of all the stipulations of if it's current and what the location would be, but I can also look into that. I will ask around. I do have a lot of, obviously, peers. There are a lot of other cities that probably have, similar things happening. So I can definitely ask if anyone knows of any, county level resources. The city per se doesn't have a grant program, but there are probably some community level ones that, we could at least, direct you to. So I'll see if I can find something along those lines.
Would you like Reverend Crawford's phone number?
Sure, that would be lovely.
727
Okay.
269 1107.
269-1107. Okay,
Cell number.
that's your cell. Got it.
Accessible any hour of the day.
Okay.
727-269-1107. And you can underline, underscore in large capital letters, accessible any hour of the day. And I literally mean that.
And is the church building a historical building? Is it a Tarpon Springs
registered.
historical site? Is it registered with the historical?
It's not on the registry, but it is.
Historical register?
I'm not sure.
needs to be.
It's old enough to be a contributing.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Do you think that might also be a good board to talk to?
Well, the problem with having a structure listed as historic,
It does
Then
limit some of the things that
it
you can
limits
do.
what you can do.
They have to be done
You
exactly
don't
the
want to
same.
do it.
Correct. It can qualify you for certain things, but it can be very restrictive in other
What can be
things.
done.
Right. So once it is listed on, if you were the National Register, for example, then you have to go through a lot of, specific processes to do updates to the building and things of that nature. So just
hassle.
something to keep in mind. Maybe that's a future thing if you get it to the point where it's fixed up and you want to say, let's help preserve it, that could be something down the line to consider. So, yeah.
Would there be any funding through the CRA with Caroline?
I do not know. I do not know. What's the address of the church?
Are you in the
Yeah,
CRA, Katie?
703 Mango Circle.
703. I would have to look at the.
New one, CRA?
So there is, do you all know about the next Thursday night? It's the placemaking meeting. Have you all seen about that?
That's the 28th.
It's the 28th at the Recreation Center. And they are talking about it's sort of an update to just all of the again, placemaking planning, but they have expanded sort of, I think, the boundary of the area that they're looking at. So I don't know exactly where your building is, but it still would be of interest, of course, to you all for your neighborhood as well. So I believe that's next Thursday at 6 p.m., if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Okay.
Katie, you sent that out, so you know about it.
Mhm. Okay, good.
Redevelopment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So those are all places that, hopefully
Thank
we
you,
can.
ladies.
Zilla,
Appreciate it.
you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to, parking
You
lot.
want to step up to the microphone so you can be heard? You.
just to add on to what Elder Crawford was asking, our parking lot was washed out too. So if they can, when they're doing it, to redo our parking area, and we need painting for the outside and stuff. So that, just to add, those are a couple of things just to add on to it.
Isn't there a, what is it? The people that build houses, humanity, what's it called?
Habitat for
Habitat for Humanity. They used to have one on 19, but they often have paint. I know people who had lots of houses and rented them, they would go there and buy the paint because it was really inexpensive. Sometimes they gave it away. So they, yeah.
You can reach
Yeah.
out.
So I know when they make a bad batch, mix it all gray or all white or whatever, and they'll sell it $5.
Yeah, so there's ways of getting affordable paint.
And then just, yeah.
Well, thank you very
I
much
don't
for
know, why
coming
not
this
call
evening.
Habitat for Humanity and tell them what's going on, and maybe they have ideas.
They might have resources.
Yeah.
Good evening. I just wanted to say that on the
You have
first
to
of...
say your name.
Oh, I'm Zeb Atkinson. My address is 621 East Orange Street. I live in Tarpon Springs. I kind of hijacked Holly at one of the meetings that we had for a November the 1st event that we're going to have. It's called, it's like a future of Tarpon Springs event. We're going to have, hopefully I got to talk to the mayor and see if he can come out, and we'll talk about what the sustainability of Tarpon Springs look like, especially in the, what is it? I want to say CAP, but it's not CAP. Union Academy area. And then there were some other things that I've been concerned about since we moved here, and that is the docks, because they always flood. And then in this last storm, the Fruit Bowl area. So looking for what the sustainability plan looks like for those areas. A few years back, we spoke with the historical lady. I forgot her name, Karen, I think. The historical lady. She does all the historical stuff.
Oh, Tina Bukavalis?
I don't think it was Tina, but anyway.
She moved yet.
Okay, anyway, we talked about the exact same thing that they were talking about, is that a lot of times if you put your property, or like the church, as a historic designation, you can't change the windows. You can't change the site. You have to jump through hoops to do that. So several years ago, we were looking at different ways, not necessarily to get around it, but to work within it, so that we could still say these are historical buildings or historical places, but not have that restriction on making changes if needed. And then several years ago, there was a meeting at the recreation center, and we actually talked about possibly, and this would be under sustainability, looking at what it would take to have a solar infrastructure. There is a place in, I think I want to say Sarasota, that is completely storm resistant. All the electric lines are under the ground,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's run on solar.
right. That's in Manatee County.
And, okay,
Yeah.
Manatee County, yeah,
And they survived the
right.
hurricanes really well. Yeah.
Right, and that may be something that, I'm not trying to put more work on your plate, but,
Yeah.
that might be something that we could also look at, and to see what it would take to get us there, if that's what the majority of the community wanted to do. So that's all. I just wanted to invite
That's
you.
good.
I'm gonna hijack Holly for
Yes,
that.
you said it's November 1st?
November the 1st, yeah.
Okay,
It's a
perfect.
Saturday.
Saturday.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Where's it gonna be?
It's gonna be at the Union Academy
At the Union?
Center. Not yet.
Just to let you know, those are things that are on our plate that the city is looking at. There was a vulnerability assessment action plan that was it formally
Yes, it has been
received?
adopted by, yes, formally accepted by the state of Florida, by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. And so, yes, that is a great point, Denise. So we did a vulnerability assessment, which essentially looks at the flooding issues that you were alluding to. But aside from that, of course, is, the stormwater issues that we've had last fall with multiple hurricanes. That doesn't totally fall under sustainability in the sense of my department will not be managing projects, but it is under the purview of things that we talk about and connect with other departments. So you will have seen recently at some of the Board of Commissioners meetings that they are talking about how, to best tackle some of those projects. And I do believe we have some state funding that we're going to be receiving for some of the stormwater stuff has already been completed at the docks. There will be more of that, and just general stormwater infrastructure, roads and streets, all of that. If you go back and watch the most recent couple of BOC meetings, they're talking about those issues and making sure that those are, things that the city has funds for, because they are very pressing issues. So, but no, I think it's really great to be able to relate that back to sustainability, because, if there is continual flooding, it's not sustainable to be able to, drive through certain parts of the city, right? So it's kind of looking ahead and what does that look like? And the vulnerability assessment does that. It looks at potential conditions in, say, 2040, 2070, snapshots forward in time. What will it look like with tidal flooding? What will it look like with extreme rainfall? And, stormwater events. So we have, I'll make sure we actually update some maps online and have the most up to date, but yeah.
It really helped us to see the reality in comparison to maps that were just projecting the potential damage that could happen in Tarpon Springs with a 100-year storm. And then when we had the storms last year, it confirmed a lot of the areas that did get impacted by the storm.
So one of the issues connected with that, which is really important, we talk about the flooding and, neighborhoods being, but it's people's lives that are being destroyed. And a community and city lives. So if we continue to have this sort of damage and flooding and so forth, what are people going to do? Well, they'll probably leave. And then what happens to a community and a city when people start leaving and everything's disruptive? So in terms of sustainability, I often think a lot about human life and families and communities, not just physical structures. And I think that that's partly why talking about the viability of churches, because for certain people, that's the hub, right? And if that's not there, the community people's lives get really injured. So I'm really happy that you came, because this is a discussion that we don't have so much. And I think that the more we can look at sustainability in a much broader way will be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope that you might be able to look on the new city website and pull up the sustainability plan. It's very simple. I mean, there's 50 action steps that are under the areas that I mentioned to you before, which is environmental and
Social.
environmental, social, and economic. But see how you might play a role in participating in sustainability. Because I think that we all have to work together. That's the vision, is that we connect Tarpon in reality, not just, as a website, but that we really are connecting Tarpon as humans.
So it may be helpful. I mean, as you can see, there's 3 of us here.
Mm-hmm.
And those of you who have volunteered for city committees, know that this is a low number and we need members. So it may be very important if we could have a member from the Union Academy neighborhood to sit on this committee and
Yeah.
raise these issues and talk with us about what's going on in your neighborhood and where we live, and then we can move forward. So if all of you could think of somebody,
Just to inform you, I just had my book open to community, equity and community, and the Action 36, just to give you an idea, says demonstrate progress in appointing local advisory board members that reflect the gender, racial, and ethnic diversity of the community. So far hasn't happened because we haven't had any applications. I mean, we've had mostly women, a few men on the board.
Right.
Action 37, partner with community organizations to maintain an inventory of civic organizations, neighborhood associations, and local service providers, which can be used to address neighborhood-specific needs. So these are things that we are working on. They don't, there's 50 actions. They don't happen overnight. We've had to prioritize the ones that are most demanding, and the ones that were weather-related and resiliency-related were the ones that were at the top of the list since our hurricanes happened last year. But the people are the top priority, when it comes to people being displaced as a result of that kind of storm. So we thank you so much for participating, for thinking of us, coming here tonight, presenting your concerns, because this is exactly what we hope will be a regular dialogue.
And please think of someone who could sit on this committee. Be good.
Someone is talking about sitting on this committee, but I don't call their name out. But it's not like they give it much thought and pushing them. I don't know if they're gonna come. But as far as if you already own another board, I know if you own certain boards, you cannot be on.
No, I don't
That's
think
correct.
So.
You can, one.
Yes.
Yes, yes. You can only be, right, you can't split yourself up.
That Zeb's wife wanted to be on this committee, but we meet the same time the Main Street people meet. The Main Street, and so she wants to do that.
But she had two of them.
Yeah.
She didn't even do them.
Oh, she did. Yeah.
I like to be on it, but I'm on the art council.
Right. Right.
Well, get the word out there.
Right.
We would really appreciate it.
Do. Yes.
Anything else?
Appreciate you taking your time.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
We will,
Thank you.
I will do some research and see what, anything I can find, and certainly send it your way.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you all.
You're welcome to stay. You do not have to leave. You're more than welcome to stay, but if you have somewhere else to go, we understand that also.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
Big Holly, thank you. You did such a good job for this. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll start attending, but just send me a text and say, you know me. Just let me know, and I'm gonna try to come and attend the public person.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna start coming, yeah.
It's the third Thursday of every month, right?
That is
6
it,
o'clock.
this time, yes.
Put it on my
But
calendar.
I'll text you.
Okay, thank y'all.
Nice to
Thank you
have
for
you here.
coming tonight.
About getting on the board.
So there is an application, it's listed on the website, it's available also through the city clerk's office.
Okay.
So the official application, if you go to the city's website and you look under boards and committees, so it's in that same, you click and it's boards and committees, it'll say BOCC, but then it'll also say appointed boards and committees, and that's where you want to go, and there will be a link to a form. And you just fill out the form, and you express on the form which committees you're interested in serving on, and submit it to the clerk's office, and then they process it through, and typically I'll look over it just to make sure it meets, that people have the interest and, maybe a little bit of background or something about why you're interested in serving on that particular committee. And then it would go before the Board of Commissioners for approval. It's a pretty straightforward process.
Do you have to be a citizen of
You have to live in the city limits of Tarpon Springs. That is the requirement, yes. So you have to be 18 years of age and live in the city limits, and those are, we can't waive those, so. Thank you all for
Thank you.
coming.
So our next item on the agenda for discussion, thank you, Robin, for coming back, is Robin Sanger is talking about the peace poll.
Yes, I
Yay.
have a couple of things to chat with you guys about tonight. First of all, thank you for inviting me to be here with you this evening. And I have, ta-da!
Hey, welcome back.
Handout.
I'll let y'all, and take a picture of it because we don't want to waste ink and waste paper. But the International Day of Peace is September 21st, 2025. And on that date, Tarpon Springs will be dedicating our first peace pole.
Wow.
It will be down at we hope it's going to be called the Peace Park eventually, but down by the end of the trail where the dog park is, the splash park is, and the kayak launch. To the left of the kayak launch is a field, and that's where we're putting the peace pole. So here's the images of it. We have 8 languages, including American Sign Language and Braille, that are on this pole. It's already here. It's gorgeous. We have, the wording is, may peace prevail on earth. So one of the things says, may peace prevail in our community, may peace prevail on earth. It also has the same language, may peace prevail on earth, in Greek, Spanish, Hebrew, Chinese,
French.
Arabic, and Greek. Did I say Greek?
Yeah.
Agree.
So
French.
several languages.
Several, 8. That's a lot.
Eight.
Okay.
So but definitely Greek, Spanish, English, American Sign Language, Braille, Chinese, Hebrew, Arab. Anyway, you get the idea. And we also have flags from around the world that are going to be placed at the bank, along the base. It's just a natural mulch that's going to be put there. We've just ordered 2 benches, actually from a local company, Wayne Armand's company, has donated the 2 benches that are going to be there, 2 beautiful benches. Shout out to Wayne Armand for doing that, because this is a fabulous gift that he's given us. So this is a partnership between the City of Tarpon Springs, Rotary, and Peace for Tarpon. Peace for Tarpon and Rotary have been working on this project for over 4 years. So the wheels move a little slowly sometimes, but eventually it does get done. So this is really a joyous occasion for us and for the city. So this is going to be an intimate gathering place where someone might have a small memorial service. Someone could do yoga. Someone could meditate. It could be a community space with a physical representation there of peace. Because we have athletic fields, we have a war memorial. We need a peace pole, and now we've got one. Thanks to the Parks and Rec Board for getting behind this as well. They were very, very supportive of this. And what's interesting is the International Day of Peace was started at the United Nations. And the theme for 2025 for the International Day of Peace is advancing peace through sustainable development.
Oh,
So that fits in beautifully with this.
how cool.
Actually, advancing peace through sustainable development goals and their direct link to world peace. So I love the fact that this organization is linking sustainable development and peace, which is absolutely fantastic. Of course, Peace for Tarpon works on peace for the community, individual peace, the same type of goal that we have. But peace poles are intended to inspire unity among peoples of all cultures. This is actually Rotary. Rotary has a big thing about peace as well. And their statement is, peace poles are intended to inspire unity among people of all cultures, ethnicities, and backgrounds. And its placement furthers Rotary and the goal of building a culture of peace throughout the world. So Rotary is a very strong inclination towards peace. Of course, Peace for Tarpon does, and it's really wonderful that the city has stepped up to share this vision with us. So we're extremely delighted and happy about this. So please, if you took a picture of this, and I asked Duffy Smith at the Rec Department created this for us. I asked him for the PDF of this. If you can share it with people. We'd love to have a robust turnout. It is also, Denise, you're going to like this. It is the new moon. It is the summer solstice. And it is the International Day of Peace. Equinox.
Equinox,
Yeah, we're hopefully over summer.
I think it's
soon.
fantastic.
Anyway, so this is wonderful news.
Perfect.
And please spread the word. We want to have, thank you. Are you good with it?
get it, I'll get the PDF
From-
from her.
Okay, all right. I asked him to send it to me so I can also forward that to you,
That'd
Holly.
be great. And then I can print one and post it,
Great.
you know.
Can you
on the-
send that to all
will.
of us
I
too?
will.
Yes.
That would be great.
And Holly will, right?
I can do that,
Okay,
yes.
thank you. And share it with your networks, put it on your socials, get it out there. We want to have a huge turnout. So there's going to also be a sign there that talks about the Day of Peace, or the peace pole, where that came from, describing that, what it means and so forth. There's an informational piece. And this was actually inspired. Many, many inspirations have come together to do this, but it's really cool when a plan comes together like this and something actually happens. So we're very, very happy. So think about great weather and great community on that day.
No hurricane. No hurricane.
You don't say it like that. That's what I was that's what I was hinting at, Siobhan. You don't have to, it's okay. No menchie, no talkie.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Well,
you.
the peak is middle. So,
Perfect
Siobhan,
so we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm so happy. So, at any rate, that's my story about the peace pole. So it's something we can all be proud of. Doesn't it feel wonderful?
I am so excited.
It's wonderful.
I am so excited that this is happening.
Oh, gosh, me too.
Finally.
Me too, me too. And there will be refreshments, and there will be, of course, we're inviting, the mayor is going to welcome everybody. We've invited the city manager and all of our folks, but the city manager, Dunedin, was one of our direct inspirations because they have 3 peace poles, and their city manager said, please invite me, I want to be there too, because she's very supportive of Dunedin's initiative as well. So that is item A, or 1.
Yes.
On to
Item
the
B.
next item, which
The
is?
next item is creating a pathway to preservation.
I love this, a pathway to preservation. So it's similar to what you were just talking about, that fairly soon with sea level rise and climate change, or however you want to frame that, some of our lots in Florida are not only not going to be desirable to build on, they're not going to be possible to build on. And as you said, people who experience the loss of their home because of a hurricane may not feel great about staying there. They might move. In fact, many of my friends have moved elsewhere after this last round of hurricanes. It's really sad. But at any rate, there has to be a way and the Sustainability Committee is y'all can be great leaders in this initiative. So I'll tell you about the groundwork that I laid to see if there was some receptivity for this. And also there's the idea that someone may inherit a property, and the heirs don't want to build a house on that. They might live in some Wonderfulville, USA, and they don't want to move to our Wonderfulville. They want to, do something with that property. It might not be feasible, but we want to have a pathway to preservation for those properties to go into preservation. So initially, we had a field trip because I was inspired by Leslie Neiman, who's an artist in Arapika, and she and her group, she formed a nonprofit, and it was to enhance the green coastal corridor, which extends all the way from North Florida down to just about us. Well, now we have a huge piece of preservation land just north of the West Klosterman Preserve, and this is an opportunity to extend that corridor and for us to play a significant role in preserving these properties. So I invited Tommy Kieiger and Renee Vincent, our planner, to take a field trip with me up to meet Leslie Neiman. And we went to her studio, and she kind of went through what the process that she went to with her
James Newman.
Newman.
Yeah, yeah, I was wondering, yeah.
It's Leslie Newman.
Yeah.
I just wondered if you catch that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're
right.
right on it.
Leslie Newman is her beautiful artwork. I love. She does encaustic, the hot wax painting.
Yes.
But she was very gracious and shared with us how they created so much land and preservation that Arapica is now the smallest black bear habitat in the state of Florida.
Wow.
Which is incredible. And she showed the before and after pictures of all the land that they had acquired, and it was very inspiring. And Renee and Tommy, I think they came away with a lot of inspiration from that as well. So I let that kind of gel for a little bit. Then I did share the information again I had a meeting with Renee Vincent again to say, what kind of properties would be desirable for this? Would it be all coastal property or all whatever? She said, no. She said, a lot of our inland properties, like the Publix parking lot, anything that used to be a swamp still wants to be a swamp. So whenever it rains, all those properties flood.
Totally.
And you know exactly where they are. In fact, there was a sawmill on Athens Street, right by Athens and Hope, somewhere around in there. There used to be a sawmill there. So it was active logging and getting rid of all these cypress trees that are part of our land. She said, the more land preserved, the better. I mean, there's fine tuning of who's going to take care of it, how's it going to be maintained, and all those types of things. But the big picture of it is that any land to preserve is desirable rather than if it's not feasible to develop for one reason or another. Let's preserve it. So I met with our city manager and just shared the idea with him. He said he thought it sounded like a very positive idea. And then the mayor had his door open and he was interested in what we were talking about. So I went in and shared with him. The city attorney came into that meeting, shared with him. So there is a little bit of knowledge here in the city of people who are aware of this idea. I did share it with Denise, and I'm sure I've shared it with Carol and also with Holly. So those are the main steps, but I think a pathway to preservation, what steps can someone take to do this? Now, of course, it's financial because Leslie Newman did not ask for people to donate property. They were given fair market value for their property. So several years ago, Jacob Carr, one of our former commissioners, started a preservation fund. So I heard about that and I had all these, there must be $1 million in there by now. Well, there's $904 in that account. It's something. But talking about something good comes out of something else. Anclote Harbors needs to contribute to that fund. And when they reach a certain level of completion of their project, they will contribute $444,000 into that fund. So in the near future, that people call it the Walmart property.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Where they're building the
And
new
what do
development.
they call it?
Anclote Harbor.
Okay.
Anclote Harbors. So that's nearly $500,000 to think about. So this is the perfect time, especially after the hurricanes that we had last year. Some people are wanting to think of an opportunity to do something, not only to rid themselves of an undesirable property, but also to contribute to their community. So it's really a win-win. And that's the last hat I'm putting on today.
Is there a tax incentive? Like if someone donated it, can they deduct that on their tax?
There is some type of tax incentive, and I'm not really clear about what that is, but yes, if someone donates property to the city, there is some type of an incentive to do that. But the city is not in the real estate business. They don't really want to buy and sell properties or, so we need to create a pathway to preservation. So that's the
Do you see
the goal.
this as a not-for-profit then?
I don't see it as anything. What I see it as the Sustainability Committee. Y'all, this would give you great things to talk about, to vision about, for you to do your own research and come up with a plan for yourselves.
Would it be worthwhile talking to those who worked on preserving the Klosterman property?
Actually, I reached out to the West Klosterman Preserve folks and said, y'all have a lot of political energy right now because of your success, your great success. So I reached.
Robin, you have been busy. It's fantastic.
Always busy.
So I reached out to someone from the West Klosterman Preserve, and they were just about to have a board meeting, like within the next couple of days or something. I said, we're not looking for financial contributions, but some type of support or some type of thing that makes sense for you guys to support and that contributes to what this effort might be. Very, very broad terms, no specifics were mentioned, and it's not a financial request. But, you know, maybe, I don't know, things could, I don't know.
Get back to you, or they,
Yes, actually, they did. After their board meeting, I was informed that it was presented to their board, and the board was very positive and very excited about it and wanted to have a meeting to discuss it further. So all those things are very positive, and this could have a lot of traction and do a lot of great things for the city, preserving, you know, increasing the habitat, you know? I mean, it starts turning
Wildlife corridors.
Right, for example, one of my neighbors, not direct neighbor, but across the street, there were about 8 homes that were built behind her house. And between those 2 properties was a wildlife corridor that connects to Lake Tarpon. There were gopher tortoises there, there were otters there. I mean, it was a wildlife corridor. The developer, let me just say that the corridor is gone now. So we need to have a place for the lake turtles to come and lay their eggs, for the, you know, all these things that have to happen. We need to create an opportunity for nature to flourish. And that's what I see this as, an opportunity to do.
Balance.
Yeah, to put things a little bit back in balance.
Absolutely.
So that's what I came here to tell y'all tonight, to share with you.
That's great.
so are you, so you present this to us, so are you now out of it? I mean, you sound
I
like.
really have, Peace for Tarpon is a full-time job that I volunteer for, and I'm also an artist full-time. So I have 2 full-time jobs. I'm on the Sister City Committee. I do things in the community in other ways, so I'm kind of stretched a little tight sometimes. My husband is also opening a business here. We have a lot going on.
So the answer is yes.
So the answer is, last I heard, the Sustainability Committee was looking for something to feast on that was really tasty. That's something for y'all's next vision, for your next thing. So I turn it over to you. I'm happy to assist, to connect dots, however I can do that. But no, I do not want to, I'm not in a position to be a leader in this endeavor,
Okay. That's what
other
I
than
wanted to
laying
know.
some groundwork and connecting some initial
I
dots.
appreciate everything that you've done, because I never was able to connect with Leslie yet. But I will talk to her and pick her brain about how the project started. But I think that it sounds like you've done much more than that already.
A little
know.
groundwork, connected some dots.
you did
connected
some
dots,
amazing groundwork.
just to see if the doors opened or closed, and it looks like the doors were opened, and that's, to me, is a good indicator that something fruitful might come out of this.
Yeah.
Thank you for your attention and for letting me be here tonight to
Thanks
share
for
with you
coming
guys.
back
Thank you,
and
Robin.
visiting us.
Thank you, Robin.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Always
everyone.
with great news.
Keep up the good work.
So lots of positivity shared.
Positivity indeed.
Okay. We're at items for the next meeting. Shall we continue to talk about this
I think that would be a
and
great
see what we can do in the meantime,
topic
the
for the
pathway to
next
preservation?
meeting.
Yeah, sure.
It would be nice to touch base with someone from the West Klosterman to see how they approached it when,
Maybe we
It's
could we invite
necessary.
somebody from that group
We
to come and
can-
talk to us?
We can certainly see
It would
if
be
that's-
really
I think, yeah.
instructive, you know,
That would be good.
because they've had such a huge win in the face of just incredible, a series of incredible obstacles.
Yes, indeed.
you know, it's an excellent story to hear
think
in order to have
it
hope
is.
for the future.
A little bit of a different consideration that obviously, you know, our discussion would have is they knew exactly which land they wanted to
Right.
preserve. It was already identified. So I think the question here would be, how would and which group would go about identifying the lands that we, in fact, as this, City of Tarpon Springs or whatever the entity ends up being, would want to focus on. That's kind of
That's kind of in progress. I mean, when you listen to when you listen to the BOC meetings, it seems like properties are being discussed meeting to meeting, in regards to
I think they're I think
demolitions.
it is coming up a little bit, but I'm not sure what the, ultimate route or decision that, that's up to the board, how they want to handle
Absolutely.
that. So it will be something that we should watch and see what their inclination is on how they want to handle it.
Right.
Whether it's a, residential lot situation, undeveloped, combination, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a broad, wide open, topic right now, really. So.
And maintenance will be a big issue.
Correct. So if the city, as.
Can't have the places overgrown.
Right. So as Robin said, that's a decision for, the board as far as what type of property the city, in fact, would want to own. And I can't speak to that at all, but
Yes,
yeah.
it seems like postal would be the main opportunity. Like what is going to happen, for instance, on the property of the church.
Oh,
Yeah, I
see.
was going to
The
bring
church
that
at the
up also.
bayou.
What's going to go in there?
Right.
Well,
Because
And are they going to, if it's going to be developed, what is the sustainability plan for that?
Well, let's make sure we stick to the discussion that we're
Right.
in right now, which is
Right.
items for the next meeting, but those are great questions. So if that's something, again, I don't know about the mechanism for redevelopment of that, but the city does have plans for that. So maybe that's something, we could discuss is what, what's even allowable there. I don't really know. And who is purchasing
being
it? I don't
sold,
know. So.
Yeah, but is there a buyer yet?
There must be if they know, they've
Well-
already have the money.
I was just using that as an example
Right.
because it is, as Robin mentioned, there's certain areas that get built on that are prone to flooding because they're not really designed for being filled and being built upon.
Redeveloped.
And I think we're going through a fairly large reality check in the state of Florida when it comes
Right.
to those areas that they've always been prime real estate because you've got great views of the water, but it's not necessarily practical unless you're elevating.
Well,
unless
that's
you
what's
really-
happening.
And that is what is happening to a large degree, but there are so many properties right along the waterfront as you're even going along the bayou to Spring Bayou that
Well,
we're all flooded.
I live on a bayou, and at the end of Chesapeake, which is a little peninsula, is a mobile home
Right.
park. And that was completely flooded, like
Yeah.
completely, it looked like a
Had
lake.
fire too.
And now they are, most of them are being elevated. And the thing is, it's expensive. And so people who can't afford to elevate sort of try to sell them or abandon.
Right,
So it's feasible to elevate.
right.
And a lot of people along the coast are elevating, but it's very pricey.
Yes, yes.
It's a normal house starts at 400,000. But what about these
So
properties that are just being abandoned?
we can talk
also?
about this.
Next time.
Yeah, in the next meeting, because I'm hoping that we can come with some preparation and research and be able to offer some insight from what we find out on the pathway that, these properties, obviously, they want them to have some revenue if they have the potential of offering revenue to the city. But if they don't, then that's a whole different story.
I mean, we can also look to some other communities nationally who have had huge challenges like Detroit with all the abandoned lots and how they're doing much better now, but they had quite a challenge. But we're going to have there's going to be an international challenge with properties that are no longer sustainable unless you have a ton of money.
Right.
So I would think that, talking to planning, to have that as, I can't remember, what was the woman's name?
The planning director, Renee Vincent.
Renee,
Yes.
yeah, to have Renee come and talk to us, if she could come next
We
time.
could see if she has availability. I know that this day is also Board of Adjustments or something. Anyway, I will, on the third Thursday, there is a planning related meeting also.
Oh.
I don't think it's at the same time, but I will
Is it
ask
the
her.
Main Street? No, that, the Karen Lemons. goes
Yeah,
to that.
so, but I will.
The same time
Yeah.
as our, so,
And our meeting has been at the standing time
Right.
since,
I know.
since.
Beginning.
Because
So-
I'd like to go to that.
Yes, I know. So I will have a conversation about that as well, so.
But yeah, if Renee could come, because she's the one that, I mean, she knows
There's
a
a
lot
huge-
about
Yes.
what land is.
Well, there's a huge connection to, of course, again, what our plans say, right? What does our comprehensive plan say? What does our land development code say? What, does our zoning allow for? In addition to, of course, floodplain management and all these layers. So planning is really where all that comes
Correct.
together. So you're exactly right, Dr. Mickett. So I think that's a great point.
And also
do
codes
that.
find out, like what lands, like there's a property in my neighborhood that the person who owns it has just left it, and it's, there's another issue I would like to discuss. And that's about the coyotes that are in the city. And what are the regulations about the coyotes? I mean, we've had them in our neighborhood. I mean, we see them all the time. My dog wants to play with them. But there are people who are really freaked out, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
But I do know that there are some people who have taken things in their own hands, and people's.
They're
So
not
anyway, I
protected.
think we should have a conversation about that.
Okay.
And it may want to see if Barbara Hoffman could come, who runs Booker Creek, and talk about how people live with, wildlife
I mean,
and coyotes,
right.
and how one overcomes fear. And,
And there are regulations, as you said.
oh, absolutely.
So, because I've had issues in my neighborhood also with people, let's just say someone feeds
Yes.
wildlife or something of that nature. Well, that is prohibited. That is a state law that you
Exactly.
cannot do that. So we could look into having a
She'd be good, Barbara Hoffman.
discussion.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's a great.
She's
Great.
great. And I think that maybe needs to be a big city conversation about how to live with wildlife, especially if you start talking about
How to
preservation.
peacefully cohabit.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly. And just the
Peacefully
fact that
cohabit.
when you live in though you live in a developed city, can there also be room for wildlife? Yes, because
There
we
has to
effectively
be.
came in and displaced them. So they're just trying to carve out little corners, little slices of nature that they can still live
And there's
in.
coyotes all over
Yeah.
the city. There's raccoons,
We've got
there's
raccoons,
possums.
possums.
There are coyotes in very urban
Rats.
places. So, yeah, they can find a way. They will find a
One
way.
yesterday.
What?
I said our kitty caught one in the garden yesterday.
Yeah.
What a what? Rat?
Rat. She
They're
was
all
so
over.
pleased. So Holly.
Yes, great. Those are two
The,
good topics.
That's a lot of
main
stuff.
thing that we've kind of been postponing because, and I don't know what to call it at this point.
So yes, according to our sustainability plan, we are still working on our climate action plan. It's just I need to touch base on some of the policy topics just because there are some state level things happening. So we just want to stay abreast of that, which is we kind of had a full docket tonight anyway. And then So we're gonna see what makes sense as far as timing. It's
Did you rename it?
the Energy and Climate Action Plan.
Okay.
So,
I didn't understand that exchange. What are you
so
talking
there's,
about?
there's an Energy and Climate Action Plan, and because there are, certain things at play right now, we need to have, I need to just cross, and make sure that I am following any procedural things for establishing policies with, I need to have a discussion with the city manager before I bring it to you guys is all.
Because of the state?
Yes.
Yes. Preemptive.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. So it's just something to stay abreast of and, yep. So that's
That's a challenge.
it is a challenge, balancing timing, still prioritizing things that are important that we don't want to, let fall by the wayside. It's a priority. It's a high priority action item, but being, smart about how we move things forward also.
Okay.
Okay, and you'll let us
I will
know
let you
as
all
a.
know. I will let you all know how things are going.
Okay, so that sounds like you've got,
We've got a lot to do
Full
between now
house.
and then. Yes.
do.
I love the discussions that are happening though.
Well, I'm just happy we're having discussions on a good, broad level. Really, I think really good for the committee.
So hopefully we'll have another member by
Yes.
September 8th.
Are we ready for staff comments? Okay, I was going to
Yes,
address
please.
that. Okay. Only if everyone is finished with items for the next agenda. Okay, so that is the first comment. Yes, I've been told that the applicant for this committee should be on the September 9th BOC agenda for approval. Okay, so that will be great. And then presumably she would be here for the September meeting at that point, which would be excellent. You also, Dr. Mickett and Siobhan would be, your terms would be extended at that meeting as well, I believe. Okay. And then just an announcement about an upcoming event, EcoFest. Wow, how is that already here? It will be September 13th. So that is before our next meeting, September 13th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the splash park / dog park. I believe there will be, some great community representatives such as, I believe usually we have someone from.
When is that again?
It's September 13th,
Oh,
which is a
Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay.
From 10 to
Time
1,
frame?
10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay.
We usually have a lot of community, we have city departments, we have some community representatives, Keep Pinellas Beautiful, maybe Brooker Creek. There's usually a tree giveaway. I don't know the status of exactly everything that'll be there, but it will be a full event. I think we even have some, like a food and drink, vendor coming this year. So kind of mixing it up a little bit. And that is, of course, organized by the Recreation Department. So they do an amazing job with that event, but sustainability will be there. And then the other thing that I just wanted to bring to you all's attention, which you've probably seen this, but just in case not, is the EPA has a proposed rule. They're reconsidering, it's a reconsideration of the 2009 endangerment finding for the greenhouse gas emissions, vehicle standards, et cetera. So I'll send an email to you all, but you can submit comments to this. The comment period is through September 22nd. So I will just send you all an email with a link to the actual EPA website, just so you can read more about it and see the information on where you submit a comment. Essentially, anyone who submits a substantive comment, which is whatever, you want to put in it, why the existing regulations are good and should be upheld, or why changing them would be bad or whatnot. Your own words, and then essentially they have to respond to that. So it just helps, it helps to create that review of all public comment. It's
Okay.
just an added step. So it kind of makes the process more complete. So that's recommended. I'll send you all the link. If it's something that you would like to do in your personal time, it's personal. It's not, I'm not asking anyone to take an official position or do anything that they do not want to do. It's just if that is something that you would like to read more about, as a member of the Sustainability Committee, I wanted to share that with you. And I think, and then of course, I just asked Robin, but she has her Peace for Tarpon forum next Friday, the 29th. And I think those are,
What about the arborist?
Yeah, I wanted to ask.
it's, you know, as when a position opens up, there will be interviews and I will keep you posted
Is
on.
Shannon
anything.
still with us or
No.
she's gone?
She is,
A number of
Yep.
weeks ago,
Mhm.
like right
Yeah.
after they
She-
accepted her thing.
she prioritized, of course, finalizing the urban forestry management plan, which was amazing, such a great body of work. And then, you know, other opportunities come along sometimes. So, but that position is open.
Is it being advertised now?
So we do all of our hiring through NeoGov, which is a government now hiring platform that a lot of cities and counties use. So that's our primary means of advertising
But
employment
it's out there.
in the city. Yes, it is out there. So it is, I believe, still open. I would have to check that. People can check online for that. Through our human resources, it should link to the NeoGov website. So
Can
hopefully
we
we'll
ask
have
where she went?
someone soon. I believe it's a private. I believe she's doing something on her own. I believe she's doing more entrepreneurial work at this point. So I will just, yeah.
We may run into her someday.
Yes, she's out in the world doing.
If you talk to her, tell her that we wish her the best.
I absolutely will do that. I know she
You
will
know, I
appreciate
texted
it.
her because I have a free issue,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't get back.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if I have the right telephone number.
Mm.
Can
I will ask her.
You have her personal number?
I don't know if it was,
Cell
yeah.
phone.
I don't know if it would have
Can
been
you
a.
ask her?
I will. I will
Okay.
ask her if I can share her number
Yeah,
with you.
with me.
Um,
Okay. Committee comments?
She knows my tree well. I want her to come back and look at
Okay.
my tree. Constant consternation with the tree.
Carol, do you have anything for?
No.
Sure.
I wanted to comment about coyotes, and I already did that. I do want to say that this is really cool. Robert and I went to Cocoa Beach, and we saw 2 launches, which was really cool.
Wow.
But we would get up in the morning before sunrise and walk on the beach. And one morning, there was a small group of people, and we walked up, and there was a little baby turtle had left its nest and was going into the ocean, and it would go in and be pushed back. And it's perfectly formed.
Yeah.
Perfectly formed turtle, and just about that big. And
Beautiful.
I mean, we see it on TV and documentaries, but
and
to
to see it
actually
for real.
see it
see it happening in
right
nature.
there.
That's amazing.
I mean, that was, and it was Robert's birthday,
Mhm.
and turtles and tortoises are symbols of longevity. So it was like, yeah, it was a gift
Excellent.
from the universe.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, I went to Vermont and it was 70 degrees one day.
Let's all go.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Rode on the Burlington Trail for 26 miles. It was fantastic.
Wow.
Right on Lake Champlain,
Yeah.
seeing the lake. Oh, it was so great.
Sounds lovely.
Sounds like
Denise, do you have a comment?
Just let's pray for rain.
Yeah.
I mean, it was wonderful when it seemed like we were kind of
I know.
returning to that more normal every afternoon pattern.
Right.
And
It
then
rains
it's
everywhere
been
else.
It- yeah,
Really,
it's-
really, yeah,
it's
it
just
seems like it
totally
kind of
avoids
maybe
us.
goes around us.
Yeah, it does.
It goes up to Holiday.
And close.
It always goes up
Yeah.
there.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I live in southern Pasco County, and we've gotten a lot of rain this week.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any.
Anything. And it comes
It keep-
and then it just
Yeah.
it just
And they
disappears.
keep saying, I look on the map, we're gonna get it.
Yeah. And we wait
Yeah,
and wait. I just have a poem that I want to share because before the meeting started, I texted Carol and I thought that she had written a poem about the mighty mangrove. And I thought, oh, that's awesome. When we had, when we had your first night, I read a Mary Oliver poem, but I found a short one that I loved. And it's about the mangrove,
Oh, good.
which is perfect. It's called Where Roots Embrace. Barefoot upon the shore, I walk the brackish line where land waltzes with the tide, a delicate dance of resilience. Roots knotted in salt and mud, a symphony of whispers beneath the surface. Here life clings to life. Crabs scuttle in shadows of green, each leaf a sentinel cradling the secret of the brine. A cradle for the fin and the feather, echoing the rhythms of evolution. Sunlight filters through tangled branches, each ray a brush stroke of gold, painting stories of survival, of storms that rise and recede, of stillness and fury. The mangrove holds its breath, rises in humility and grace, a sanctuary in the balance of world.
Is that a Mary Oliver?
It isn't. I wish I could find the author of this poem. I will have to look it up.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you, Denise.
I photographed a mangrove out at Howard Park for years, and I called the series One Lonely Mangrove.
Oh.
In all different weather conditions, and
Was it a red mangrove or a white or a black?
well, it's out in the water, so
Doesn't matter. Does
That-
it have super big roots?
yeah.
Then it's probably red.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Curtis Whitcomb? Whitwam. His artwork. He's local, and I met his brother, very interestingly, at the Church of the Bayou when they were talking about doing a community garden there. But he's an artist that my son worked with, but mangroves and little fish and Florida themes are really what he is all about. So it's worth checking out. But here we are. We have completed our agenda, and
I move that we adjourn.
I second.
all in favor.
Aye.
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 Wonderful.
Is that-
Fix your clock.